So basically I wanted to show you right from the ground up how to make this Roman concrete, and this variety is for heavy aggregates. If you wanted to place a foundation or a heavy wall, you would have used this 2,000 years ago. So in there is our aggregate, of course, and so we put in a little bit of SCM, and SCM is very active and very powdery, but I promised myself that I was going to show you right from the ground up what we're doing here. So you got your SCM and you got your lime that you have to put in there to react with it. You've got your lime, you've got your SCM, and you've got your aggregate in here. So that's pretty easy. That'd be something that would be more like a slaked lime concrete, correct? But what you need to do is you need to add a few little fortifiers here to activate. I call this the activator that you want in there to help out the lime concoction. And then I call this the accelerator that I put in there. So the activator and the accelerator goes in. And then because you're doing the heavies formula, you use the special sauce here, and that goes in. So all of that just modifies your lime composition and also your supplements the reaction that you're going to have with your SCM. And of course, SCM is short for supplemental cementitious materials. So basically what we've done is we've just added cement to our aggregate. And now we just give it a little bit of a run around there. So we've got our pre-measured water here, and we're going to be pretty much at a water to cement ratio of 1 on this, just to try and get as high of strength as possible. Just put the water on in there. And now I've got to get things really going. Whoa! Gotta get things moving in there, I'd imagine. Get everything wetted. So I'm pretty darn happy with that. Great viscosity as usual. Thank goodness. Let's just get one of these in here. So you can see it's pretty much identical to the last samples we did, but what we did is we tuned down the formula a little bit so that it can be used. It actually prefers to be used with reactive aggregate. But there is your sample of heavy Roman concrete. You can see some bubbles coming to the surface and stuff like that, but it's a nice homogeneous blend with aggregate right on the very top there. This is actually a waste pumice product aggregate. It usually just goes right into the waste piles and has to be thrown away, but in this case, it's the preferred aggregate for this composition. And then to that aggregate, which is soft and very lightweight, we add our SCM, our supplemental cementitious materials. Still very dusty, but still very active and very good. So there's the SCM. So there you have your lime, your SCM, and your aggregate. You just kind of get that little mixed around in there and stuff. And you think that's a pretty easy concoction, right? That's something you could do 2,000 years ago. But that's more of a slaked lime. What you really need to do is you need to add your activator, as before. You need to use your accelerator as before. Hey. But this time, no specials, or the special sauce changes quite a bit. Get that special sauce in there. So, again, the other formula we did earlier this morning prefers hard aggregate, which is a better way of saying heavy aggregate, and this prefers light aggregate or soft aggregate. Same thing with the water cement ratio near 1. And let's just make it. Kind of skipping a few steps on the research and development here, but I guess that's just kind of how it goes. Just go at it. Excellent. Just couldn't ask for better. God knows I'm skipping a few steps in the R&D here to get this done in time. So I'll just show you the top of this. There's our sample right there with aggregate right at the very top, soupy running around there, coming out of it. What a beautiful sample. Couldn't ask for better. And I thought you might want to see this. This is what the concrete looks like when it's finished. It's got a very nice white sheen to it. And we'll be breaking these samples up there in Idaho also. So that's a nice little sample of that concrete. This has been about 40 days, I guess, or something. Very nice looking. Look at that beautiful sheen on that. Just gorgeous looking sample. I hope you can see it because I'm kind of filming it second person. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set that in here and I guess just break that thing. But as you can tell, it's turning from kind of that light or that darkish gray to more of a light gray as it oxidizes. What do you figure it is on the countdown here?
Well, it's about 2,000, a little more than 2,000 psi.
Yeah, I was hoping that it'd be around like 2,700.
It broke.
Nice, look at that. Excellent. It's almost a green break too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It didn't pop. It didn't pop.
It didn't pop, which means that it wasn't like fully crystalline. And what are we looking at here for the strength on it? What did you say there on the strength?
So we've got 2201.
2201. This one just popped out too. Look at that bad boy. Now that one's wider. That's definitely wider. What do you think? Is that a pretty good view of it?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good.
Isn't that a great view? Look how it's so dark though. I mean, it'll turn like a bright white. Let me just put this one right next to it. Oh, this is the color that it would be, that it will be soon. This is bright white. We're gonna break this one too. So quickly. Sounds like it's starting to go. What do you think, Dave?
Oh, there.
Yeah, looks like it went.
A much whiter sample.
It is a whiter. Oh, look, it's turning white already. Look at that color. Ooh, look at that. And it's only waste pumice in there. Only waste pumice. Can you kind of put that big chunk right in front of the camera?
What we call heavies.
Heavies.
So you can see a little bit of obsidian there.
Excellent. Yep, that's all it is. Just waste pumice. What's the crush strength of waste pumice?
It really just depends on the mix.
I mean, just regular old pumice.
Itself, I don't know offhand. It's not very strong.
So what did this
itself,
break at?
This broke at 1911.
1911. 1911 psi, and I think the crush strength of pumice is right around 500 psi.
Sounds about right.
So it's already 4 times as strong as just the pumice that was used in it itself. First, it's a beautiful blue color. You can see that. I have a little bit too much air in there from filming and making it at the same time, but you'll probably want to close that cage for sure on this one. Now the thing is we're going to find out how fresh our quicklime was and also how much I tuned the formula down. So we got 2 tumblers spinning at the same time. Isn't that fun?
Put the guard over it.
So I guess we're going to put the guard over it because it is a 28-day strengther. So if Mississippi Valley Lime Company got us a nice sample of quicklime, we should be up in the 4,000s range, up in the high 4,000s. Again, the density of this is around 70 pounds per cubic foot, which is very light. All lightweight aggregate.
There it is.
Whoa.
Oh, baby.
What we hitting?
You hit 4607.
4607. That's pretty dang good. Let's whip that sample out. Did it break on that same side again?
No. Broke on the back.
Ah, told ya. Look at that. That's a great break.
But it's also a high strength break.
Yeah, look at that. And that's nothing but Ute-Lite inside of there. Nothing but Ute-Lite. So if you used ordinary Portland cement to make that sample, it would have already broken into 1,000,000 pieces. So this is made out of basically 90% waste product. The weight on, or the density on this is around 80 pounds per cubic foot, and it's got a really nice looking white look to it. I really like that classic white look. Lightweight, also very inexpensive, I would imagine, using all of the waste products. So are we breaking her? Go ahead and close that, because this one's also going to probably be fairly high strength, I'd imagine. It was at, what was it, 1911 last time. So at 28 days, I'm hoping this one's around, you know, up in 45 range. It's kind of interesting how the two are related. One was used for heavy placements and one was used for light placements. Everybody liked the white concrete more than, I guess, the brown one. Is this one doing pretty good?
Over 3. That's it.
Ah, dang it. A little bit lower than I was hoping it'd hit.
Now it broke on the other side.
Did it? It's kind of not as good a break. Well, that's a pretty good break.
It's not a bad break.
You can see that's only waste pumice in there. You can see the obsidian. You can see all those goodies in there, I'd imagine. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I really don't know. I've got a really high fever, so I don't know if I really care how much we're doing there, but yeah, that looks pretty good. You can see it's just nothing but waste pumice aggregate in there. So good stuff. And what was the final score on that?
3262.
3262. So that one didn't do as well as I'd hoped. I think that looks really pretty after 56 days. It's got a great finish. And again, the 28-day open pour on this, it has a density of just over 70 pounds per cubic foot. So that's well less than half of regular concrete. And 56 days, I think that we're going to find out that it just keeps getting stronger and stronger. So
Go.
I guess we'll do the stand back, and really not interested in being right in front of it. Probably put the thing over and that thing over too. At 1 week, this was at 2200 psi. At 1 month, it was at 4600 psi. And here at 5600 days, I don't know what it's going to be, but this is our nice Roman concrete heavies formula. I only call it heavies because it's made with solid aggregate, not soft aggregate. So it's kind of hard to define, even though. What are we doing on the strength?
Getting up there.
We're getting up there on the strength. I always ask for a countdown when I get nervous about it.
There's a crack.
Really nice. I'll tell you what,
Over 3,000.
using reactive aggregate like that, any other cement would have crystallinity issues at 56 days off the record.
There.
How much was that?
That was 54.58.
And that was a nice big old crack, break, bango crack. Let's look at that right there. I'm just gonna dip in there. Is it on it? Oh, look, it's falling off. I couldn't see if I had a good view of that one, but that was nice. That was a really good break.
Yeah,
That's a really good break. Look at that, really nice. Good looking stuff. All right, and what was the strength on that one again? 54.58. So that's really nice. Started off at 1 week with 2200, got to a month at 4. Yeah, I'm gonna save those pieces for the show.
Okay. Yeah.
Went to a month where it was 4600, which was nice. We didn't gain strength too fast. It was nice and gradual, and now we're stronger than we were with the last sample, and I think that it'll just keep growing and growing in strength. And again, 5400 psi, and the weight of it, the density of it, is 70 pounds per cubic foot, or light, so it causes a little bit of confusion, confusion, but that's nice. 38.72, 38.7, big breaks today. Merry Christmas to me.